Good luck to you. Now, we are revealing the next Dancing on Ice star this morning. They're happiest when in nature. They had a pop hit in the 1980s, and they're not far behind me with 38 years on the telly. Everybody, please welcome Michaela Strachan! Ta-da! Here she is! You got the moves! You got the moves! It's so good to see you.
Oh, Lorraine,
my
goodness
goodness me.
Thank you.
We go back such a long time to TVAM and the Wide Awake Club with Timmy Mallet.
And 40 years for you.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's absolutely crazy.
I love seeing the old pictures of you.
It's funny, isn't
you
it?
haven't changed, Lorraine.
Ooh, I'm not sure about that. And some of the hair, I did apologise profusely. For the hairstyles, glasses, all of that. But it was the 80s, it was allowed. Michaela, you almost did the show, what, 14 years ago? You nearly
Yes,
did it.
so I was considered for it. I've been considered for it twice.
Right.
And this year they've asked me to do it. Oh, I mean,
how are you feeling about it?
Well, I think it would have been better 14 years ago because I would have been 14 years younger. I mean, you know, I'm 58 and we just don't mend so well, do we, when we get older? And do you know, I mean, I was nervous about it before. I'm even more nervous about it now because I was speaking to Dr. Hillary, literally, just now, and he did it.
He did, 10 years ago, yeah.
I said, did you get injured? He said, oh, yeah, I did get... He said, everyone does.
I think you do. I think a bruised bottom is the least of it. I think you can get injured, but what an amazing thing to do. Can you skate at all?
I think probably just the same as you can. I mean,
I can't
you know, when you...
at all. I'm like Bambi. I couldn't do it. So it's going to be a big, big challenge.
It's going to be a big challenge. I mean, I think the last time I was on ice was probably 4 years ago when I took some kids to skate round. And I'm not one of these that holds on to the side. I mean, my son, for instance, hated it. Yeah, that's why he never went very often, because he was like, it's not for me.
Sure.
And because I trained as a dancer, you know, I've got a bit of balance, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
But I've no idea, Lorraine, whether I'm going to be good, average, or really rubbish. You know, I have no idea.
But great fun to do it. I mean, that's the whole reason for doing it. You just thought, why not? Why not?
And I do tend to be one of those people that say yes. I mean, if you think about the Really Wild Show days, when they'd say, will you go diving with some sharks just out of the cage? Yes, whatever.
Yes, I'll do it.
You know, I've always been one of those people that would say, yes, I'll do that.
And you've got such a long history of the love of nature, the love of wildlife. And, of course, South Africa is your home, really. You bounce backwards and forwards, of course you do. But for this show, you'll have to be here for most of the time, won't you?
Yeah, so I'm relocating for a bit, which is much easier for me now because my son is 19, he's just started at university.
Was the university here in the UK?
He's in the university, the UK is in Loughborough.
Wonderful.
So, yeah, there he is.
Oh, he's so cute.
And so, yeah, he'll probably come down and watch.
Of course he will. And what will he think? Will he think my mother is completely bonkers, or will he be very proud?
It's one of those things, isn't it? You think, you know, poor kid, he's just started Loughborough University. He's trying to find his place. And suddenly his mother is on Dancing on Ice. This could go one of two ways, couldn't it? He could be like, wow, my mum's really cool. Or it could be like, oh, God, it's so embarrassing. Time will tell, Lorraine.
I know, but he's grown up with you on the telly, of course he has. Like I say, all the times, you know, the Hitman and Her, all the, you know, the singles, all of that, all the wildlife shows. Now, wait, hang on a minute, because you do Autumn Watch, Spring Watch, Winter Watch. Yeah. Is that going to clash with Dancing on Ice?
It's going to be a very difficult week for me, the week of live Winter Watch. Because it's on week 3 of the show. OK. So I will have to rehearse week 3's routine on week 2 and not really have much practice on week 3. Oh, so that's going to be a very, very difficult week. And people think live telly, you just turn up and you just do it. And, of course, it takes hours to put 1 hour of live television on. And so the watches are intense. You know, they're 12-hour days. So it's going to be, that is going to be an exhausting week. But, you know, we're used to that, aren't we?
Oh, no, it's great. And it's a wonderful thing to do. I love that. Because, again, with Winter Watch, you've got a sort of rough idea what might happen, but it's animals, for goodness sake. You don't know what they're going to do. They'll do their own thing.
They do their own thing, and the weather does its own thing for Winter Watch. I mean, that's usually the biggest challenge.
Could you not get them to do it near a pond? And then if it throws over...
Get my skates out. Can you imagine? And then I sink and drown.
I know. I mean, I remember years ago talking to you about, because obviously October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and you went through breast cancer. You know, you had to have the double mastectomy, you did all of that. How are you now? Is it still something that you are very aware of, or have you managed to somehow get peace of mind again?
Do you know, when you first have it, it definitely defines you, and you think of nothing else, you know, for the first few months. It's in your brain constantly. I actually forget I've had it now. You know, there are times when people say to me, you're a cancer survivor, and I'm taken aback. I'm like, oh, my gosh, yes, I guess I am. So I've really managed to put it compartmentalise it.
Yeah.
Yes, it was a big thing that I went through, but here I am. I'm well, I'm fit, I'm healthy. And
you're right.
I've got dodgy boobs, but apart from that, I'm all right.
Fine. But it also, I think it does, and, you know, if you lose somebody close to you, which I know you did, a very good friend, you sort of think, oh, geez, why, they've asked me to do Dancing on Ice. Why not? Seize the day.
But,
you know, do these things. It's another experience. What's the worst that can happen? You fall over.
No,
but it'll be fine. You'll fall back up again.
Do you know what me and my partner did when I was actually asked to do it? Is we watched on YouTube accidents on Dancing on Ice, which was not the best start, is it?
No, I don't watch that. Just watch all the gorgeous routines. Yes. I think you'll be great. I really do, because you're such a grafter, and you know, you've decided to do it, so you'll do it. You know, you will absolutely give your all, as you always do.
The names are coming out, and some more names have come out this morning, and. You know, I know.
Good bunch.
Yeah, I mean,
nice
I am
one
of the older ones on it, and I do know that when you're young, you tend to be more competitive with each other.
Right.
I will be competitive with myself. I'll want to be the best I can be, and if somebody's better than me, then great, applaud them. You know, that's the sort of person I am now.
That's a good idea.
I might have been more competitive when I was younger.
Yeah.
But as long as I'm proud of myself at the end of this, then that's I'm happy with that.
That's brilliant. Great attitude. Michaela, I think you'd be lovely. You're a woman in her prime. Go for it.
Will you vote for me, Lorraine?
Of course I'll vote for you.
You've said that to everyone,
I've said that to everyone.
But just remember, we've known each other longer, Lorraine.
That's very true. You're my favourite. That's what Bruce Forsyth always used to say on straight. You're my favourite. Thank you, Michaela. It's great to see you. It really is. And Dancing on Ice returns in January. It's still to come.